Good evening, folks. It is warmer than a sex scene between Kevin and Mara today, so we are all struggling a little bit, but we are going to soldier on. And welcome to another special episode of Malt and Magic, where we explore our characters' origins. So in this particular episode, we will explore the origins of Lex, and how he entered into the mechanical realm of Mechanus. And so today we will very much witness a young Alexis Ordonis torn from their world during something that we will discover in a short time, and thrust into this land of clockwork precision. And we will see what challenges Lex faces as he tries to adjust from his previous life into this life within Mechanus. So that's all I'm really going to say for tonight, because it's a little bit of a mystery, a little bit of a surprise. But my content warnings do always apply. So today's session will include themes of ritualistic sacrifice, violence, existential threat as well. Viewer discretion is always advised. There will, of course, be adult language and adult humour. So get ready for a tale of comic intrigue and mechanical might, I suppose, if we can say something like that. This is Malt and Magic Origins. Let's roll. Hello!
Oh, exciting.
It is exciting. Look at that. It is just the three of us for tonight as well.
Baby
Tom
Lex.
and Bodhi are on a well-deserved break. So yes, we do have Baby Lex, Alexis Ordonis, as he once was. But let's run down the lineup very quickly. I am Matt, I'm your Dungeon Master for this evening. As per most evenings, I will also be playing a few NPCs tonight, and maybe some monsters too.
Hello, I am Dave, and I am here for the ride, because it's just going to be another great fun time.
I didn't want to say my character out loud. You're like, shit. Hello, and I'm Danny, and I'm playing little bitty baby Lex, and as Bodhi isn't here, I'm wearing the token hat.
Absolutely. Good stuff. So I'm just tidying one thing up in the background, and then we will dive into it. Cool. Let's just make sure we've got that, and then that.
Apologies to anyone on the podcast for the fan noises, but it is ruddy hot for all three of us, and we're just going to keep it going, because I'm not turning mine
really
off.
loud.
No. We've all three got fans that are gone. It's like we can't it's all going to happen. Anyway, hello.
It's background noise, it's fine. It's either hear the
It is
fans
background
or
noise.
you hear sweat dripping from my ass crack onto the floor.
And we don't want to hear that. No.
No.
Nah,
No.
not particularly.
There's a nice visual image.
Very
to start
good. On that note, let's dive in. We begin tonight not in Enoweth, but in the distant continent of the Oblivion Islands, deep within a Narian jungle, in a small Yuan-Ti settlement known as Sibillare, or Sibyllar. I don't know how you wanted to pronounce that, Danny, but I've gone Sibillare.
Well, I pronounce all of your stuff wrong, so you say it however you want.
There we go. DM makes the call. So Sibillare it is. I'm going to get that wrong multiple times tonight. And within this village, which is probably all you can call it, are a number of very different types of settlement from what folks would be used to. Because within this village, the majority of folks that live here are snake-like in nature, but they take on different forms. There are some who are more humanoid, those who would appear similar to the Lex we know and love. There are others who have great cobra-like snake heads atop humanoid bodies. There are others who are almost total large snake with these coiled bodies that sort of wreathe around them and wind around them. And as such, getting into the buildings within this village is vastly different. Most of the entryways and connections between these buildings that are simple mud brick huts with sort of thatch roofs, and just where windows are, it's simply just holes in the wall in this oppressive heat that you get on the outskirts, at least, of an orange jungle towards the deserts of the Serpent's Expanse. We zoom in on one particular household, and I think I finished my sentence there, but yes, the entryways between these houses are these tubes of sorts that are big enough to fit the largest of snake-like individual here. But yeah, we zoom in on one particular house in an evening in what is getting close to midsummer in Ardalia and on the continent of the Oblivion Islands. There is a distant rustling as a reptilian-like dinosaur creature crawls off into the jungle behind this house. And a young boy comes sort of rushing up to the window to look out at the stars on the eve before the great pilgrimage to the fabled location of Atrium Sidus Arcanum. Danny, describe what we see as this young boy looks out into the stars. I know we can see some of the artwork, but there's a few changes to that artwork.
So he's quite a small, slight little boy for his age, but you can see the startings of the change. He's got the scaly skin and the snake eyes, and his teeth, his snake teeth, are just starting to come through. So he's got rid of his baby teeth, and his adult snake teeth are starting to come through. He's starting with purple dreadlocks, which is, I suppose, the customary hair of the village. He's dressed almost in hunter's clothes, trying to dress almost like his big brother and how his father dressed, but it's all ragtag, hand-me-down, sewn together by hand type clothes with some like strappy leather sandals that you would get like tribal people would wear. But he has, I suppose, a perpetual look of wonderment or bewilderment on his face as he's curious about everything outside of the village, which is why he's so excited for the pilgrimage tomorrow.
Yes, and this will be Alexis's first experience of Alexis's first experience of the grand pilgrimage to this Yuan-Ti monument deep in the deserts of the Serpent's Expanse. And as you look out, your brother comes over and sort of just elbows you. Brother, back to bed. Come on.
I can't sleep. I'm so excited.
I know.
It's the big day tomorrow.
Look, if they catch us out of bed again, I'm going to be in trouble.
Fine. I'll pretend to be asleep for a little bit.
I was going to say, just pretend to be asleep, if anything. God.
Okay. Sorry. And I'll lay back down.
You're excited.
Close my eyes.
And he sort of pulls the covers up over you, just like, it's a long journey, Alexis. We're going to be walking for a long time, so get some sleep.
If my legs get tired, I'll just ride on your shoulders like I always do.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll just get warm in all the desert heat. Yeah, sure.
Teamwork. And then I'll kick the covers back off that he's just put on.
And he'll pull them back over you and just sort of does a little gentle nudge into your arm. You know what? You're a little snot-nosed kid. Quite a lot. Behave.
I learned from the best. That's a role I learned.
And at this point, there's a gentle knock at the door as well, and your brother, Silas, sort of just turns and goes, come in? And your mother enters. Beautiful woman, at least in your eyes, and your father's eyes. But as per standards in Yuan-Ti culture, you are a member of the lowest caste within this particular place. Not enough snake-like features to reach to the upper echelons within this village. But your mother with her... In fact, Danny, you described to me what your mother looks like.
Fucking hell, cheers, Matt. So...
It's your story, bud.
That's fine. No, that's good. So I have, I suppose, a pale yellowy skin. Hers is more jade in colour. She's a bit more scaly than me, and she has long golden hair, because I get my hair colour from my dad. And her eyes are, well, they are snake-like, but they're almost, you know, like when somebody has piercing green eyes that like how a human would. They've kind of got that effect, but with the sinisterness of a snake. She's only got one snake tooth because the other one is chipped. But she has the, not in a sexy way because I'm describing my mum, but you know Salma Hayek in Dusk Till Dawn?
Absolutely.
She's got that vibe going on.
Very good. Excellent. So yeah, there's this sort of flowing dress that she wears as well, as is sort of custom around here. A number of roughly crafted bangles of various nature. And she just sort of pokes her head in. Now, boys. Time for bed. Big day tomorrow.
I've been asleep this whole time.
Of course you have, Alexis. Silas. Bed now, you too. Okay, Mom. And Silas sort of climbs into his own bunk, which is more a mattress on the floor next to yours as well. And he just sort of, as he rolls in, he just sort of accidentally on purpose elbows you, just like, oops, sorry.
I'll pretend it didn't hurt.
And then your mother just sort of chuckles to herself. Get some sleep, boys. I'll wake you when it's time to leave. Don't forget to have all your stuff packed and ready to go when you wake. It's a long way.
My bag's ready already, and I'll hold it up. It's next to my bed.
Very good. Okay. Sweet dreams, my darlings.
Hi, Mom.
Alex's mum exits and sort of pulls the very thin, flimsy wooden door shut. And you enter into a fitful sleep. Alexis, as you sleep, you dream a young boy's dreams. Wonder and fantasy, at one point riding a dinosaur through the great jungles on the back of a velociraptor as you just streak through this jungle, as is known to be the case for some of the hunters within Civilare. Watching your brother next to you as he rides a slightly larger velociraptor and then just pulls out a bow and arrow and expertly just hunts some prey. And then there's a shift. And all you see is silvery diamond light. Just glowing. It's almost like you step back from it and take a number of steps back. And then you see golden gears and brass cogs and mechanics that surround this silvery light. Not something you've seen before, not something you've experienced before, and it's strange that it just almost interrupts your dream. And as it does so, I would like you to roll for me on your surge table, please. Roll me a D100, please.
I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. Yeah, that's boring. I'm going to go with this surge table instead. Roll again.
9. 9.
9. There's a moment where you just feel your body spasm and you awake from the dream as these streaks of arcane force just an impact around the room, and Silas just sort of rolls out of bed, pulls his short bow out, just like, whoa, what's going... Alexis, you okay?
Sorry, I did it again. Nothing to worry about.
I don't think anybody heard. Just... Shh. Oh, God. Mom's gonna kill us. And looks and sees the cracks in the sort of the walls, and you see that one of these magic missiles has streaked out of the window, and you can just see it heading up into the sky, where it eventually just fizzles out like a firework. You know, that's not bad range.
Hey, if I could control it, I'd be a better hunter than you.
Yeah, but you can't.
Okay.
Okay. Listen,
Good night.
Excellent. Good night. Very good. You drift slowly back into sleep, sort of thinking of that image and feeling that surge within you, this strange power that you for whatever reason seem to behold and have and can manifest. Nobody else in your family has this particular skill, and it's strange that you do. And it's something you've tried to hide where possible. Only in moments of intense emotional outburst does this manifest itself. And so your parents try to keep you calm, they keep you away from any major events that may cause you intense emotions. But this one, tomorrow's event, is one that all Yuan-Ti must experience within Civilare, the great pilgrimage towards the Serpent's Expanse and the Yuan-Ti monument that is known as Atrium Sidus Arcanum. You wake in the morning to hustle and bustle as various people are loading up makeshift wagons that are pulled by dinosaurs of different style. You see sort of a Stegosaurus, sort of maybe a smaller, younger Stegosaurus pulling a certain carriage. There's various different shapes of what would be classed here as dinosaurs of burden, beasts of burden, so to speak. None of the carnivorous or the more dangerous types of dinosaur, which are used by the hunters or sometimes just avoided altogether. And you sort of see your father outside loading up a simple wagon that you actually notice he is going to have to pull himself. Describe to me what your father looks like. I know we've sort of hinted at some of this, but in full detail.
He is an absolute unit of a man. So he's quite tall, really well built. Think Jean-Claude Van Damme-esque, but with long purple dreadlocks. He's got a bow and like a sickle or scimitar, curved type sword on his back. You can tell he's a seasoned warrior and expert hunter just by looking at him. But he's got a few scars on his face from battle or from incidents with dinosaurs, etc. But
absolutely,
you wouldn't fuck with him, but there is a kindness in his eyes.
And that kindness is especially when he looks back and sees you sort of looking out the window, and he sort of beckons to you. Come on, boy, out. Let's go.
Can I ride in the wagon, Dad?
To begin with, yeah, sure, we can climb up on top and we'll go from there, but I gotta drag this the whole way across the desert, so maybe not the whole way.
Make Silas do it.
Yeah, that might be frowned upon, and I'm sure your mother will have something to say about that, but it would be fun. Very good. So your mother, Silas, you and your father all sort of pack together, and you put your rucksack, which is a very makeshift sort of single strap burlap sack, if you like, just tied together, if anything, across your back. And you join the other purebloods, what are known as you anti-purebloods. And pureblood here is a almost derogatory term, if anything. It's those that have got more human blood than snake-like blood, from an ancient deity who once created the Yuan-Ti culture. A long-forgotten god in that moment. You see other purebloods around you, again in sort of these simple clothes, these ragtag sort of just thrown together clothes, and then you look forward and you can see sort of the higher castes of individuals in front of you, those that have got more snake-like features, more prominent snake-like features, some which are large in size and nature, and they have rich clothes. Some of them have wagons that they are being either carried or escorted on. They wear fine jewelry and these rich silks where they do need to cover their body or where they choose to cover their body. And in fact, some of the most high individuals within this village wear nothing, because where they would need to cover their body is simply snake. And the pilgrimage begins. You follow the edge of a Narian's jungle, once known at one point as Balinor's jungle. There is an old fortification that you have heard about on the eastern coast of this particular island, within the Oblivia Islands, known as the Balinor Fortification. It is a trading post of sorts. But that's not where you're headed today. Instead, you are heading around the jungle and then down to the southwest. You travel for a day or so before you actually get out of the jungle itself. And when you bed down, when you camp, there is these grand sort of campsites that you create with roaring fires. Not that they're needed in the heat of this particular part of the world and this particular time, but fires created where stories are told, songs are sung, and questions are asked. I wonder what will happen on this pilgrimage. What can we expect from the gods today, or this time? Who do you think will be chosen? Songs sung of pilgrimages past, which have allowed Sibylari to flourish. And you continue on your journey. As you exit out of the jungle, as the jungle begins to thin, eventually you walk onto sand, and this just dune-filled expanse of nothing but desert. And it is hot. It is oppressive. But being part of Yuan-Ti culture, this affects you less than it would anybody else. You continue on your journey. Drinking where you need to. Silas does eventually help his father with the wagon, takes some of the things off and helps carry them, as your father just sort of struggles and battles through, and you see the lower castes just sort of helping each other, the purebloods banding together just to help each other move things forward. There's one moment again where you're just sort of wandering around. You accidentally find yourself wandering over towards where one of the half sort of snake, half human, if you like, individuals are, the higher caste of Yuan-Ti. And if I had this prepped, I'd have pulled all this up. So I'll do that now. But as you do so, they sort of look down and snarl at you and just sort of almost push you aside. And in that moment, as your head sort of hits the sand again, that image flashes in your brain. Just silvery white lights, gears and cogs. And it throws you off. One of the guards of Sibyllare, a true snake person, if you like, who is snake body through and through, but at the top, where they have a torso and a chest and shoulders, these two arms are there as well, and they draw a scimitar and just point it down to you.
You should be more careful, little one.
Hey, I'm just on a pilgrimage, same as you. I'm just really excited to get there. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm sorry, sir.
Stand and be with your other purebloods.
I'll mutter some insults under my breath as I try and curtail the rage.
Make me a stealth check, please.
3.
3. This individual hears that, and they sheathe the scimitar and sort of slither in front of you faster than you can run. And they just tower above you and then begin to bear down on you, and there's just this backhand. Slaps you.
Do not insult me, pureblood scum.
As he does that, I'll get to my knees, spit out a bit of blood, and then I won't necessarily be able to control it, but I'm fucking, my blood is boiling, my piss is boiling, and I will just unleash a ray of sickness on him.
As you go to do this, I will say, Silas runs up and just tackles you. Just
Alexis, no.
And seeing that you're about to do something, there is a scimitar drawn, it's bearing down, and Silas just says, No. He's sorry. He's young. He doesn't know any better. And the abomination, as they are called, the anti-abominations, these more complete snake-like individuals with only a few human-like features, sheathes that scimitar.
If he steps out of line again, I will hold you and your entire family responsible. You should know, little one, not everyone survives this journey. I would hate for you to suffer an unfortunate accident.
And I suppose with the threat of death, my teeth kind of retracting a little bit as that shit me up a bit. But what you'll see is around me, I suppose where he's tackled me, the sand has almost been affected by the spell instead of what I would have unleashed on him.
Yeah, I'll say as you get tackled, that you said poison spray, didn't you?
Ray of sickness it was going to be.
Ray of sickness, so you can see where the sand has become almost this greenish colour underneath you. And Silas is just going to sort of wait for this abomination to wander off, and then just pulls you up.
You need to use your head, Alexis. Don't lose it for a silly reason.
You mean headbutt him?
Oh, God. Don't mess with the abominations. Don't mess with the half-bloods. Just stick to the purebloods.
It's not my fault.
Everybody likes us around here. No, well, he's definitely that. Go find Mom.
Okay. I'll scuttle off.
And as you sort of scamper off, Silas just looks towards this abomination. The abomination just sort of turns around, and a forked tongue just lashes out, and Silas just sort of ducks his head and wanders away. But you can see Silas, sort of as the camera cuts away, Silas has hold of very small dagger at his side, and his left hand that clutches it is just shaking. In that moment, he would have quite happily unleashed his own fury. A week almost passes on this journey, and as is the nature of young lads, there's moments where you get incredibly bored and you find yourself wandering here and there, and you begin to enter into not just desert, but you see a number of these mesas as well, or mesas depending on your pronunciation of that particular word, these column-like mountains that tower up, and a number of these reddish rocks that just sort of tower out of the dunes and the sand themselves, and you find yourself just winding between them every now and again, your mum and dad reminding you to keep up. And the excitement of this journey is very rapidly gone. It's just a long walk. I don't know how Alexis would feel in that moment, but it's just a really long walk, especially for a kid of, 5 or 6.
If they kept me supplied with snacks, I'd probably be all right. But if they start to run out, I'd get very agitated.
Yeah, and there are a number of some snacks, I should say, but you are not the most affluent of families, and therefore what you have is not always necessarily the most interesting or the most appetizing, but it keeps you entertained for certain periods of time. Eventually, around lunchtime, towards the end of that week, you round one of these huge great mesas, and before you stands a huge pyramid, crumbling in parts, but still showcasing some of its grandeur, and atop this pyramid is a silver metal point. As you look down, there are these towers either side, and these towers have at the top of them these snake head carvings that sort of come out and bear down and look down towards this grand entrance which leads down into the pyramid. And you see people beginning to set up camp outside this pyramid, and you sort of begin to hear whispers of, "We're here," and now the preparations begin. You see a number of what are almost the monk class, if you like, or the priest class, the holy guardians, if you like, of Sibilare descend immediately down into this pyramid. Torches get lit. Torches that burn with a fiery fury as well. It's almost like there's extra fuel on these torches to make them burn even more intensely. An evening is had where there is a grand celebration of sorts, and even you as purebloods get to sit on the edge and enjoy what you can of it and tell your own stories and do your own dances. Your mum herself does a true Salma Hayek style dance in the middle of the pureblood camp area, if you like, and everybody is mesmerised by it. You can see, you just watch as your dad, his eyes follow her wherever she goes. Every single movement, every moment, he just is totally enraptured by this woman. You feel that connection between them just instantly with those looks. And as your mum finishes the dance, she sort of slowly sidles up to your father and places a kiss on his cheek and smiles at him. You see that one fang. As your father just sort of shakes his head like, always a beautiful dancer. And Silas sort of looks up and goes, "Mom, that was something else. That was awesome."
It was all right.
And your mother just looks at you and ruffles your hair. "You'll learn one day. Don't worry. Right, you two, off to bed. Tomorrow, the rituals begin."
Not quite sure what that means, but I'm sure it'll be better than the journey here. It's quite boring as I go to
Your
sleep.
mum sort of kneels down next to you as well. Just
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what it means either. This is something different's happening this year, apparently. This time, a grand ritual. So who knows?
Will we get to see it, or are we going to be too far back?
I hope so. We'll try and get you a good view. The pyramid's very big. There should be plenty of room. Even in the cheap seats.
I'll sneak to the front.
If you manage it, I'll be impressed.
Night, Mom.
Night, my beautiful boy.
She sort of plants a kiss on your head and turns to Silas, gives him a hug and settles him down, and then goes and joins your father, just sort of sat watching as other purebloods begin to either tell tales or sing songs or do dances and various different art forms that come in. And again, you dream. You dream of what could possibly happen inside this pyramid, and you imagine these great arcane feats and radiant lights, and you sneaking up to the front where, as you sneak up to the front, light shines down on you and you are chosen as a champion. And in that moment, your family is elevated up to the highest tier of reverence within this particular village, within your village, and everybody reveres you in particular, as you are given armor, you are given weapons of great renown, and you are proclaimed the savior of Sibilare, hunter of the future. And then again, the dream is interrupted. As what looks like silvery lights, but with ripples in it, almost like water. And these gears and cogs that turn in synchronization around this grand circle. And then you wake to Silas just gently nudging you. Alexis, get up, goddammit, it's time.
I think you woke me just at the right time. I think I was about to have another one of those dreams.
What is it you see in these dreams?
It's weird, man. It's just like bright lights, spinny, I don't even know what you call them, like gears, cogs, and just an overwhelming kind of magical force, almost. It's hard to explain. I've never seen anything like it before. It's almost like another plane of existence. We don't know that can't be true.
I'm not even sure what that means, Alexis. So, yeah, just
Me
get
neither.
up, get dressed. Mom and Dad are waiting. Come on.
Grab my pants. Thank you. So I'll shimmy him up.
And Silas has sort of saved you some breakfast as well and sort of holds it out to you, which is just sort of this strange root vegetable, if you like, and some obscure meat of some kind. You're not sure what it is, but your mom always makes it taste good. So you eat, and you are led down by your parents into the pyramid, and you see the whole of this village is now in this sort of square around a central platform within the pyramid. Towards the back of this chamber is a sandstone wall with a relief carved into it, and the relief is a carving of a Yuan-Ti anathema, which is this huge Yuan-Ti creature, fabled. As far as you are aware, they don't exist anymore, but they used to tower. They had these snake-like bodies, these humanoid arms, but multiple snake heads. They were considered immortal within Yuan-Ti culture. Their hands used to sort of end with these claws. and they were known to be powerful of all kinds. You begin to witness as chanting begins in sort of the Yuan-Ti native tongue, which in this world is a form of Latin. Grand torches burn all around the room, and you being bilingual in this nature, understanding not only common but Yuan-Ti, as we will call it, begin to understand grand stories told of the last anathema, the one who sacrificed themselves to maintain the Serpent's expanse and maintain Yuan-Ti culture within the Oblivion Islands. That's why there are so few of you around, as you were hunted, and the last anathema sacrificed themselves and destroyed all of your enemies in the same moment as destroying themselves to maintain that Sibilare would continue. What are you doing in this moment as these stories begin to be told?
I am taking them all in, but also trying to see what's going on in the upper caste camps, but also if there's anything happening on the pyramid, in the pyramid, trying to see what's happening up front. So
you're definitely in the pyramid right now, and you're sort of round the edges of this grand square, and you can you see the holy guardians, the priests, the monks, if you like, those individuals that are chanting this ritual, and they stand around this grand altar. You notice this grand altar is a darker red colour than sort of the sandstone that's around it. There are a number of what looks like religious items placed on it. And they begin to chant, and as they begin to chant, they also begin to walk around sort of the edge of this square, almost looking for something. And the chant continues to sing this song of the grand anathema, the last anathema. What are you doing in this moment?
I will, if they're in the square, I'm going to try and get to the front of the square to see what they're looking for.
Absolutely.
Basically, what happened in my dream, I'm going to try and recreate now and try and get to the front.
Fantastic. So you do, and you, being so small, you sort of manage to wriggle your way through, and you can see Silas just goes, "Alexis, goddammit!" And even your father just goes, "Oh, Silas, go get him!" As you begin to creep forward, and creep forward, and creep forward. And the chanting changes in this moment. No longer telling a story, but telling a new tale, or at least explaining what's about to happen. Every 10 pilgrimages, every 10 cycles, one is chosen. One who is not necessarily greater, can't quite cap the translation, but one who is more important, one who is important beyond all others, for they will pave the way towards the next 10 cycles of prosperity. And all the while these holy guardians sort of dart around. And eventually, as you sort of sneak through, you bump into that same abomination. And they sort of look down. "You again!" And they just throw you. "You want your champion? Here's one!" It just chucks you into the middle, and you land and just sort of sprawl there as these holy guardians walk around. And you notice that all of these holy guardians are also Yuan-Ti abominations. Immediately surrounding you, you don't see any purebloods. None of your family. You see just those people who oppress you in your village. And fear begins to creep in. In this moment, Alexis, what are you doing?
So as the fear builds, I'll try and stay calm, but I can just feel something rising up inside me, and I'll just be like, I just wanted to see. I just wanted to be at the front. I'm sorry. I had a dream that you would choose me.
The holy guardian that stands in front of you then just sort of kneels down. I say kneels down, bends down with their snake-like body.
A dream, you say? And in this dream, young pureblood, What happens?
I become your champion.
Let it be so.
And they stand and begin to proclaim.
We have our chosen. The gods have blessed this one with visions. Visions of grandeur, visions of importance. Rare do we allow pureblood such an honor. But I think in this case, my friends, we can make exceptions, can we not? Come, little one, what is your name?
I'm Alexis. Alexis O'Donis.
Alexis Ordonis. A fine name for our champion. Follow me, Alexis.
And you are led towards this altar of sorts. All the while, that nervousness in your stomach bubbling, and that feeling beginning to rise and rise and rise. You can hear something of a scuffle behind you as you turn, and you see Silas just sort of trying to shove his way forward. And it's like, Alexis, no, come back!
I did it! As I'm sort of waving.
And you see your mother behind, sort of rushing up behind Silas, and her eyes are wide. There is nothing but fear. And then you hear the grunt of your father as he just, out of my way! And starts shoving people anywhere. Alexis, come back here right now! Just literally shoving people, throwing people, and a number of the abominations jump on him and begin to start to pin him down.
Your son is chosen!
And slowly but surely you're led to the altar. And this holy guardian looks down.
Lift your arms up, Alexis.
Okay. Am I about to wear, like, the champion's robes or something? What's going on?
Reaches underneath you and sort of sits you on top of the altar. Spins you around and just places a hand on your head and pushes you into a lying position.
Oh, okay. It's a weird way to receive, like, a medal or something, but okay.
Lay still and be quiet, my child. This will not take a moment.
And the chanting begins again. But this is in a more archaic form of Yuan-Ti, not the more modern tongue that you are used to. You struggle to decipher at your young age exactly what some of these words mean. And you feel something begin to be dripped onto your face as some form of liquid is just sort of painted on your skin. And then you are forcefully rolled over. And the back of your robes torn open.
Hey! I've only got one of those.
So you are just there in your trousers, your boots, but your top half is exposed. And again, you feel this liquid painted on you.
This is getting weird, guys.
And then,
I'm getting nervous.
Shh, little one. It will be but a moment.
And then you feel two holy guardians just take your arms and hold them. Another two grab your legs and hold them. And this one that speaks continues to chant. As they step around and sort of look, and they just bend down and look you deep in the eyes.
Are you ready, Alexis, to be our champion?
I kind of thought it'd be a bit more celebratory. I feel... Why am I pinned down? I'm nervous.
All in good time.
And he turns and just opens his arms.
My brothers and sisters of Sibalare, here is our savior. One who will give themselves in the same way the last anathema did. Here is our sacrifice.
And they withdraw this long dagger. And in that moment, you hear a piercing scream and a guttural shout as your mum screams and your dad roars with rage. And you see, just from where you are, you see a body thrown, an abomination with a gash across their stomach. You look to the side and you see your dad run towards you. You see Silas running towards you, and Silas then just gets battered by that abomination that had sort of thrown you into the middle of this. You look and you see your mum frozen in place with fear. And then there is this sharp pain at the back of your neck. Sharper than anything you've ever felt, but in a moment then there is just nothing. Just numbness as you look. You feel something warm just sort of running down over the front of your neck, down over your back. And in this moment, all of that energy that is built up inside you explodes. I need you to roll 3 times, please. 3 D100s.
Ooh, 3 D100s. Fuck it hell. Oh. So we've got a 24,
24,
a 30,
a 30,
and a 96.
and a 96. You watch as this wave of energy just... Every single weapon around you, the dagger that this individual holds, this holy guardian holds, that you see is dripping with blood, turns into a banana. All the weapons around you seem to turn into some form of food. There's a baguette, there's a cabbage, there's meat of some sort. All of the weapons just fall to the ground, food. You feel something on the middle of your head open up, and it's almost like you see more clearly. It's a third eye forms on your forehead. And then there is this thunderous wave. You feel your body. Thanks, Dave. You feel your body just thrown towards the back of this chamber, towards where this grand relief of the anathema is. And as you launch back and that thunderous energy just explodes from you, this relief cracks and crumbles away. And there is this perfect circle there, which begins to hum with energy, as another wave just launches off you. Another one. And every time this wave surges, you feel your heart just beat and begin to slow. Where you've landed, unable to move, just limply looking at this relief now and where this relief was in this circle, you see golden and bronze gears begin to form. And in sequence, as the energy waves roll off you, they just begin to turn. As the last one clicks into place, there is this surge of white, diamond light, if you like, that surges out, almost like a geyser. Just... and you see it reach towards you. And as it washes over you, darkness. You float in cold darkness for a long time, unsure actually of how much time passes. Just this feeling of cool water, icy cold water around you as you don't flow or follow the current, but are almost held. You lay there sort of face down but with your head to the side as this low level of water, and you're sort of propped up on a small rocky outcrop, if you like, in this, what you can only describe as a river, just laps against you. Somewhere distant, you hear whirs and clicks and mechanical sounds. And there is a moment where again you feel a sharp pain at the back of your neck. Not as intense as the previous one, but it's almost as that sharp pain at the back of your neck hits you, you begin to feel again. And the first thing that hits you is warmth. And the fact that you are no longer on your stomach, but you're laid on your back. On something that is hard. Something that is uncomfortable. Something with many ridges and bumps. And your eyes flutter open. And you see strange creatures around you. These copper and bronze-like orbs with these single eyes and these wings and legs. They just sort of flutter around you. You see an individual walk away that is almost like 6 of these orbs joined together, without the wings, but this time with these 2 mechanical arms. They're just ting, 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 wanders away. What would you like to do in this moment?
Freak out. So I think, I suppose as I'm coming round, do I get a sense of, I was just about to die, do I have a sense of safety here, or would I still have, as I come round, the panic I had when I passed out, if that makes sense?
You tell me.
I'm still freaking out. So I'd still have the sense of panic, and I assume these creatures are hostile. So I would, when I do my spaffy spell dreams, I'm going to try and concentrate and spaffy spell dream. What a sentence! I'm going to try. I'm going to try and do it on purpose this time, and I'm going to try and cast magic missile on them and try and go pow, pow, pow.
Good. I am going to ask you then. Can I ask you to make me a straight spell casting check, actually, please? So roll me a d20 and add your spell casting ability modifier, please.
14.
14. You go to sort of throw magic missile, and a very different feeling flows through you in this moment. And instead of the magic missile you were hoping to throw, this orb emerges from your hand that shifts colours very quickly. Pick a colour for me, Danny.
Green.
Green. I've just seen that note in the chat. Fucking fantastic.
Take it in the chat. Legend.
Harry Potter and the Spaffy Spell Dream, there we go. This orb comes out your hand that is not the magic missile you were hoping, but it shifts colour and then very quickly turns green and just and splatters against the floor, and you see as acid just sizzles into this metallic structure. Very quickly, a number of these creatures that are these singular orb-like creatures flutter around. You hear the sound of mechanics and metal scraping, and within seconds, where your spell hit, whatever that spell was, there is no sign of it. The ground is perfect once again. You then hear this voice. It's almost like it speaks directly into your head, so you're not sure where it comes from.
Settle, little one. You are safe here.
Who said that? Who are you? Where am I?
Many questions, of course. You ultimately are safe. in my world. All things clear in due time. For now, rest. You have been through quite an ordeal. My friends will tend to you.
I want my mom and my dad. Where are they?
I cannot take you to your mum and dad, little one.
Are they dead?
There's a moment, and you can almost hear sort of a number of cogs just shift around. I do not have all the necessary parameters to answer this question.
That's a nice way to not hurt my feelings, as I assume that means they are dead and he's just trying to be nice.
Make me an insight check, please.
Oh, which Lex am I now?
Hmm.
Am I Mechanus sheet?
Number 2.
Mechanus character sheet Lex?
No.
Yeah.
Number 2, please, yeah.
Insight. 7. Fucking hell.
7. You don't get the impression this was a deception, actually. It's almost like this individual was trying to figure something out in that moment, and they were having to pause for a moment to evaluate something. So even though you don't get the full meaning of what this happened, you do get this impression that there was a calculation made there.
Okay. Why do
You
I
see a number
feel
of these-
like I can trust you?
Again, there's a pause and sort of a ching 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 ching.
Trust is not an emotion I am familiar with. I mean you no harm. This is a simple fact.
I'm starting to feel a bit more, not serene, that's a bit too far, but I'm not freaking out anymore, and I am starting to feel a bit more tempered, should we say. My emotions are subdued a little bit more.
You see one of these small creatures sort of flutters over, and in their hands, in their feet, they clutch this metallic plate. And as they lay the metallic plate down in front of you, you see there's like a weird amalgamation of food on it. There is what looks like a piece of cake, a carrot, some preserve of some kind, and then a slice of ham.
Is this what you think people eat?
Long has it been since a mortal walked here. Eat. Rest.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's a random combination, but it's good. And then I'll start fucking shoveling it in my face.
And it's really fresh, actually, as well, which is bizarre. Like you look around, you don't see any buildings that are like bakeries or any farms or anything like that. You just see mechanical structures as far as you can see, clockwork structures. And this is probably the first time you've actually taken a good look around. So do make me a perception check, please.
14.
14. As you look around, you can see this, it's almost a flat expanse around you that then raises up and down as these huge gears sort of stretch out, and you see you yourself are sat atop a huge great gear. And in the distance at various points as you look around, you can see a number of structures. You see in the far distance, you see a particular gear that is a strange bright blood-like red. You look around, you see this tall glass tower. you see what looks like a strange gear in the far distance, where it almost looks like there's a hive built on it, and what looks like ants scurrying around. I'd say that's what you see for now. And again, that voice sounds out. Eat and rest. I will send a tutor along shortly.
Tutor? Not sure what that means, but okay. I'll keep eating. I'll try and make
Keep
conversation with one of the orbs. So, do you want some? Okay. I'll take that as a no. I'll just carry on eating the cake.
This particular one does get curious, though, and just sort of folds the wings in and sits at the foot of this bed, if that's what you want to call it, and just looks at you and watches you eat. That single unblinking eye that is just filled with light, just staring at you.
You know, you're kind of creepy, but I like you. And I'll pat him on the head.
The wings open up and sort of flutters over and sort of hovers over your head for a moment, and then the sharp foot just sort of digs into your head slightly, and it hurts a little bit.
Okay. We'll work on that.
Very good. You eventually sort of exhaustion takes over as you eat, and there's not much else going on, and you sort of fall back into a sleep. And eventually you are woken to the sound of metallic footsteps. And as you sort of, your eyes flutter open and you sit up, you look over and you see this metallic humanoid approaching you. Dave, please
Yes.
describe what Danny sees.
Well, Alexis will see this 6'5" tall mechanical humanoid in quite sort of shades of bronze. Very much there are plates that would cover the usual where sort of the form of the body would be, but you can still see in through it to the mechanical ways of this creature. You can't really see a face. It's almost like you can just see cheekbones, you know, as in just there's only parts of the face, but it still shows that there's a head there, and again, otherwise the outline of that face and head is a cape. So this cape is really the only bit of cloth that you would see, but it is very fine woven. You can't quite tell what it's made of. This humanoid robot, whatever you would want to call it, is walking forwards and holding this long, again, bronze staff. It has gears on the top, but otherwise is a fairly intricate but plain staff.
Excellent stuff. Alexis, what do you do as this creature approaches you?
Given he looks quite menacing, and if he's got the robes on and a staff, he's going to give me vibes of the people who just tried to sacrifice me. But so he'll startle himself a little bit, but then remembering actually he feels quite safe here. Actually, it's all right. Everything's a bit weird, and I just need to get used to that. So I'll just sit in my bed silently, looking at it, not saying anything, because I tried to chat to somebody else and it just made noises at me. So I'm just going to sit there and look at it and hope for the best.
Are you well? Have you recovered?
Holy moly, you can talk.
Correct.
Yeah, I feel. And then I remember I did get stabbed, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm okay.
As you reach to the back of your head,
I'm plugged into the
where
matrix.
where you would usually feel skin, you feel metallic plate right on the back of your head.
Did you do that to me? I got a new piece of me. I
Your
didn't have
form
before.
was subpar. It has been fixed.
I'm not going to pretend I know all the words you just said, but thank you.
Do you feel okay?
Are you this tutor that I'm told I would receive?
That is correct.
What is a tutor?
I am here to translate information to you. For you to gather.
And what will I learn? What's the end outcome? Do I get to go home?
To be better.
Better than
You are now.
what? So like a journey of self-improvement. Is that what we're saying?
Correct.
Okay. Whew. Has anybody ever told you you're quite Never mind.
Talkative?
Um,
Yes.
That's not the word I was thinking of, but yeah, let's go with that. So where do I begin?
Please, tell me your name.
My name is. I keep wanting to talk back to you like you're talking to me.
See, it's
Well,
infectious,
maybe
isn't
this
it?
is what happens.
My name is Alexis. Alexis Mechanus. Do you need me to spell that?
Yes.
I L E X I S space O R D O N I S. Did you get all that?
Alexis, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am
Yeah.
Axel.
Axel. Just one name? No, that's it? No family name?
I am Axel.
Okay. I'll take that as a no. Should I just go by one name for ease while we interact?
You can? Yes.
Just, I don't know. Call me Lex.
Lex. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am here to teach you. Primus has sent me. You will learn many things.
Is Primus the voice in the sky? One who talks into my head?
If he is in the sky, how does he talk in your head?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
However,
Magic.
on the realm you think of, yes.
You're blowing my mind, man. Can we let's start simple. What's the first lesson?
Firstly, do you need any more nutrients?
Does that
Your
mean
form
food?
seems weak. It is another name.
Yeah. Yes, please. Cake would be brilliant.
Axel makes some very weird clunking and whistling noises.
He's not going to
good.
shit it out a cake, is he?
One of these modrons, because that's exactly what they are, flutters off and minutes later comes back with another brass plate and places it down in front of you. And where you've said cake, there is meat pie.
Close enough. I'll have it.
Excellent stuff. So you eat that, and then you ask Axel again, what is it you are here to teach me? And to save Dave having to try and pull this one out of his arse, because I'll be honest, I've given Dave fuck all information tonight. Axel begins to tell Alexis around where Alexis is, or where Lex, as you are now going by that name, is. And Axel explains that you are in a place called Mechanus. A place of harmony, a place of logic, a place of perfection. Where Primus, this individual, and look at that fucking badass robot, where Primus constructs and evaluates the grand equation, the equation of all things. Axel explains that for Lex to have been brought here must be part of this grand equation, and there must be some purpose that Primus has for him that will be revealed in due time. And so, Axel takes Lex under his wing. Years pass. And I should say, Lex, that as the hours pass, every 8 hours or so, you hear this almost sonorous bell sound that dings out, and Axel explains to you the passage of time here in 3 8-hour cycles. All things in balance, all things in perfection, all things in harmony. And then years pass. You begin to learn about Mechanus and its various different denizens, its makeup, more about Primus themselves and being this grand architect of sorts, this grand mathematician. You meet others of Axel's make and Axel's form, these clockwork automatons, if you like, these robots, or these robots. One such individual who sort of keeps themselves to themselves very much, and Axel tells you about more than introduces you to, is one known as the Math Magician, this construct humanoid, who Axel explains was driven insane years ago. And there is a grand palace that they've built for themselves known as the Palace of the Perfect Precept, but nobody goes there. You are informed around, and at some point, Alex, you ask about the red gear that you saw, and Axel informs you that again, that is a place that is allowed as per the grand equation, but you are not to go there. It is known as the Crimson Clock, where this grand red obelisk appears. It is an obelisk that is attended to by cultists of a fiendish nature, ones who worship a fiendish god. But again, they are all here as per the grand design. You are told about the glass spire, which is something new to Mechanus, or relatively new to Mechanus, at least in Axel's eyes, but Axel is almost timeless. And so new to him, or new to them, is a different concept to what would be new to Lex. This spire, this spike of glass growing out of a great glassy gear, is some other form of power, some other maybe old deity or past deity or something of that potency creeping into the plane of Mechanus. You are led into the city of Silver Sprocket, which is the most accessible city on Mechanus, and this is where you take up residence while you are here. Again, there are very few, if any, humanoids other than these clockwork automatons of different shape and size. You only ever see one humanoid individual in the years that pass, and that is only in passing, as they quite literally, at just a random point, just pop into existence, float through the sky and pop out. And at one point during these years, as you learn more and more about Mechanus as well, there is a moment where all of the Modrons just seem to raise in the air and launch. And this grand river in the sky of mechanical beings just flows. And Axel explains to you that this is the Great Modron March, an event that takes years as the majority of Modrons pass through various planes of existence. And this is the first time you are told about planes of existence. And you begin to understand that actually where you are is not where you are from. It is not in the same plane, it is a separate plane. Eventually Axel sort of explains to you that you found a portal. And your memories of the moment where you were in the pyramid are fragmented, are distant, and you struggle to actually think around what happened at that moment at all. So you are told. Probably the only word of a lie that Axel ever tells you in your 20-odd years of being in Mechanus is that you stumbled across a portal and fell into Mechanus.
And when he tells me that, does that ring true to me, or does that feel a bit odd, but then I accept it because I can't really remember it myself?
Probably the latter. It feels a bit odd, but you're not 100% sure what's gone on. You can't remember. You just remember waking up here with a pain in the back of your neck. You remember walking. You remember your mum, your dad, although they do become distant memories as you spend time here and sort of see the mechanical creatures around you as more family. Indeed, that one Modron that sat and watched you, that one monodrone, becomes something of a pet or a close companion that doesn't leave your side. Axel introduces you to D12 Cog.
Come on, Cog.
Dave, I'm going to ask you to change the artwork for me.
Big boy legs.
You grow. And you become taller. Though still slim and athletic, as you are only given exactly what you need to survive here in terms of nutrients. Never overeat, never undereat is exactly the right amount. You never get ill while you're here. There's no disease of sorts. Your hair grows, and in probably the last remnants of your Yuan-Ti culture, you braid it, much like is the notion. As you seek new clothes, clothes are brought to you, but clothes are brought to you from other worlds. And you're informed that this was an outfit worn by a man of similar stature and similar size. And so you take it on, and you wear it. Your signature pinstripe suit with tan overcoat. Your Yuan-Ti features begin to sort of become more prominent. The scales that form on your cheeks, your fangs grow in, your tongue begins to fork and becomes more of a snake-like tongue. And there is one morning where you wake and Axel sort of looms over you and sort of says, Primus is awaiting us. And that, my friends, is where we are going to take a very, very short break as we go into Act 2 and a half of this little one-shot. So hopefully you've enjoyed that so far. There was a lot of tension in that first half. I enjoyed that very much. So well done, folks. Cool. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. We'll be back in a few minutes. Hello!
Yo.
There we go. Hi, Tom. Hi, Bodhi. There they go. Excellent stuff. So yes, we are all slowly melting. But we are going to persevere. So thank you all for joining us for the first half. I had a lot of fun. I think the boys had a lot of fun too. Yeah. Let's see what happens in part 2, shall we? So, I'm going to say about 20 years or so have passed, Lex. You have now very much come to see Mechanus as your home. Axel has become more of a father figure to you than anything else in this moment. And everybody's got to suffer without Gyros, so sorry folks. It sounds like a takeout needed there, Data. For anybody that's listening on the podcast, yeah, we can chat around food. It's all good fun. Very good. So yes, Lex, you spend 20 years or so with Axel as your mentor, as your friend, and then you also adopt this Modron, this monodrone cog, or D12 cog. You become to affectionately call cog, and in those years you begin to understand the words and the clicks and the mechanical sounds that form the Modron language, and begin to understand it and be able to speak it as well as you become fluent in Modron. You learn a great many things about Mechanus. You understand that there are sub-races here, so to speak. There are other creatures that call Mechanus home, even though they are not originally from Mechanus. You learn, for example, around the, I think it's the, is it Fomorians? I've totally just had a brain fart there. So please hold caller while I go and double check that one. But you learn of these insectoid-like creatures. I can't remember. They're the Formians. Sorry, not Fomorians. Fomorian is a fey creature, which is why my brain went, no, that's not right. So yes, you learn about the Formians, which are like ant-like creatures, if you like, humanoid ants, who create these vast hives within the planes and the gears of Mechanus. And they are allowed to, provided they don't cause too much damage and they don't encroach on territory that's not their own. You learn about the Modrons themselves and the different forms and how they sort of, as soon as one Modron dies, another one forms and is created and takes its place, and they sort of then evolve as they go up the chain. So monodrone is the lowest form of Modron, and then you get duodrones and tridrones and these different forms, and when a duodrone dies, a monodrone is elevated into the position of duodrone and mechanically shifts into this new form, and so on and so forth.
It's foreshadowing for Cog being epic later.
He's going to evolve. Yeah. It's like a Pokemon, isn't it?
There is one morning, as you now understand it, the beginning of a new cycle, where Axel wakes you up and explains that Primus has work for us. And you are led to your study area, if that's what you can call it. Various scrolls and books have been brought to you over time to help with your understanding of Mechanus, and you notice every time something is brought to you, it's obviously from somewhere beyond Mechanus. They don't have books, they don't have scrolls here, you have to go elsewhere for those. And clearly during the things like the Great Modron March, they collect items and they bring them back that may be of use. But you are led to your study, and you and Axel sit there, and eventually a small mechanism opens up on your clockwork desk. It almost looks like a megaphone or a speakerphone of sorts. And then you hear Primus's voice. Good morning, Lex. Axel. I trust you are functioning.
Functioning well.
Functioning and up to capacity.
Most excellent. We have word of disturbances within the disposal area of Gear B12. I would like you to investigate and see to disturbances.
We shall rebalance.
Affirmative.
Excellent. Most excellent. Should you encounter any rifts, they need to be closed. Only those controlled may stay open at any time. Anything open down there is not permitted, is not part of the logical sequence. I am opening up Transmat Pad Delta for you.
This is most logical.
Very efficient. Thank you, sir.
Lex, in this time as well, during these 20 or so years, you come to understand that the magic within you has changed drastically. No longer these surges of wild arcane power, but now something of a more logical nature, a more clockwork-based nature as well. You also begin to understand a little bit of Axel's power, which, while they call themselves or you begin to understand them what most folks would call a druid, they don't operate within the laws of nature, so to speak. They're a special kind of druid, which we will see what that may or may not be in a little while. As you have come to sort of grips with these clockwork powers, you sort of then check yourself and make sure you've got everything you need, but as is your way, generally you just need your skills. And nothing more than that. Sometimes Primus sends you on these little missions to go and deal with small planar rifts that may open up, or deal with Formian incursions occasionally to go and converse with members of this cult. And the first time you encountered members of this cult, you remember the symbol that they wore, this symbol of a crown with these two twisted horns that grow out of it. That cult over time has begun to dwindle.
A crown with twisted horns coming out of it. I swear I've come across that campaign 2.
Campaign 1, I think.
Both. But not in... Obviously, this is pre-campaign 2, so...
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very good. So, as you are there sort of contemplating all this, making sure you've got everything you could possibly need, there is again a shift of mechanical makeup, if you like, and one of the gears next to you, a smaller gear that operates atop this grand gear that you were on, within Silver Sprocket, opens up, and this Tesla coil forms in the middle as well, and you see a delta shape open up, and the Tesla coil begins to charge, and a small gate opens up to allow you to pass through the Tesla coil energy and onto the middle of this pad, so to speak.
I went first last time. Lex, it is your turn.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Very good. So Lex walks onto the middle of this pad.
Now.
Lex walks onto the middle of this pad, and Axel follows, and that gate comes down, connecting the Tesla coil up, and the energy sort of surges, and there is just this zzz, as you feel yourselves teleported from one place to another, and you land atop this secondary gear, if you like. And as you look down, you can see that same delta shape in a glowing light formed around you as the Tesla coil begins to die down. And you can see across a number of gears beyond you that you'll have to traverse over. It looks like a gear has changed shape, and where it's usually flat, part of it has risen and is now spinning, and there is this glowing blue light that shines out of it. There is a portal here.
This is improper.
This is upsetting the balance. I agree.
Over the 20 years, Axel has learnt a little more as to how Lex used to speak. So has learnt stuff from Lex as well as Lex learning from Axel.
Very good. What are we doing?
What do you think is the best plan to restore balance?
Closing it and returning to its state is clearly the most optimum plan.
How do we plan for other disturbances like various criminals or people who try to open it? Do we need you distract them, I'll close the portal. Do we need to come up with a strategy?
We can, but the information in front of us is a portal. Let's close it.
And I'll compute that for a second about that. Okay.
I will
Find
work,
the urge to overthink it.
I will work around with the surroundings. You connect with the portal.
Okay. Deal.
Axel will go and get... Is this a massive portal? Small? What's the size of this thing?
It's probably about 15, 20 foot wide diameter.
So we'll get 30 foot away from it.
Okay.
Has the staff in one hand. Will kneel down, and with the other hand, place it on the floor like he's trying to read the disturbances of the surrounding area that has clearly been disrupted and ripped up to create this portal.
Good stuff. I'll say as you sort of lean down to go and investigate then, and Lex, you join Axel as Axel sort of begins to study this area, there is suddenly a roiling of energy and a surge. And much like you've seen once before, Lex, this geyser of energy that shoots out. And as the geyser comes back, you see a strange individual sort of stood in front of you, clad in these yellow robes with this yellow helmet of sorts and this singular black oculus within it. And they move strangely as they step forward. There's a fluidity to their movement which is bizarre. And they reach up, and there's just this psss as the pressure leaks out, and it is released from this helmet as they then sort of lift it up. And as they lift it up, there's this as they take it off, and this strange sort of amoeboid type of head just appears with no mouth, no ears that you can see. This yellow ochre coloured skin, if that's what you can call it, this form, but these two black pits for eyes. And all you hear is this
Zoidberg.
Your presence
Axel?
is troubling.
Yeah. Have you ever seen living phlegm before?
That is incorrect. State your purpose.
Me?
Correct.
Sounds like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Hello, travelers. I am Dietrich, a fellow planar explorer.
Where are you from?
You're not
Dietrich.
You're not authorized to be here.
And where is here?
Should we tell him?
You hear like a couple of ticks and a couple of whirs. Correct. Tell him.
You're on the plane of Mechanus. Are you lost? Do you require assistance?
You see Dietrich sort of reach down to his side where there's a number of strange arcane contraptions attached to his outfit, his uniform. There's a couple of strange tubes that connect up to different areas as well. And he takes out what looks like some sort of form of pad or something and just begins to sort of slide things on it.
Mechanus, oh, we went outer this time. Miscalculation on my part. Apologies. Not meant to be here.
Can you?
We could probably help you with those calculations if you like, and make sure you get back to where you're supposed to be.
It would be optimum for you to get back to where you need to be and collapse this portal.
Yeah. We kind of need to close
Well,
the portal.
that, if you want to help, the first we can do...
And he just turns and sort of slides and other things, presses a button, and you just hear this as the portal descends and locks back into this gear that just begins to then spin slowly, normally. And Dietrich turns and sort of looks at you.
Problem one, number one solved. You help me get to, next place?
Thank you for closing the portal number one, but how are you supposed to leave?
You're most welcome.
If you've closed it?
We can open another one.
That is
Same one if we need to, different place.
It would be undesired, but
It's quite unorthodox.
Results in your departure, we will accept it temporarily.
We need to consult with probably the Primus. Yeah. He sets the tone around here. We can't just open portals willy-nilly.
Okay.
There is a glow from under the hood of the cape, and Axel is going to detect magic.
Very good. It's been a long time since we've used that fucking spell, Dave.
It is. It's been a while. Yeah, so anything within 30 feet, I will see a magical aura or faint aura visible to myself.
Very good. You would see sort of where that portal has begin to fold down and sort of shrinks back into the gear. There is this subsiding glow of nimbus white.
Yeah.
On Dietrich, there are items of green, yellow, orange and blue, a cerulean blue. All of the different items seem to emanate different magical energies.
And then the familiar colour of Lex, obviously, when you look at him. Just chilling.
Yeah, cool, that's fine. Just gauging and gathering the information of Dietrich.
Very good. Dietrich takes these strange steps towards you then, and it's almost like watching a drunk person walk, but there is a fluidity to it, as clearly their shape is a little bit more wibbly-wobbly like jelly than most folks are used to. And it's
If
almost
this
like
is
this
not
suit
your
that they wear keeps
final
them together.
destination, where were you planning to get to?
Anywhere on the inner planes. Was not meant to go to the outer planes. So yes.
And where were you from?
I am from, not from the plains. I am from in between.
That is illogical.
Well,
Oh. What are you? You're either from a plane or another plane, right? You can't be from in between. What does that mean?
I suppose another way to put it, I am from the plane that connects all planes. Astral Sea.
Ah, that is a plane.
I've read about this.
Good. I don't want to go back there, though. Maybe somewhere new.
My
For what
limited
purpose?
understanding is you must return there before going anywhere else. Am I correct?
Well, I could, or I could just go direct to somewhere else. A little bit more energy required, but not impossible.
Very well. Let us help you complete this, so that you can return. Or not return, but depart.
Very good. Sorry, your name was...
Axel,
Dietrich holds out a gloved hand.
Axel just, copies, but doesn't actually, shake his hand, just points it out.
I imagine it's like a mirror, rather than it being the opposite hand, you put the same side out.
Yeah.
And Dietrich then just sort of grabs it with the other one and shakes.
A pleasure to
I've
meet you,
told you
Axel.
about this custom. Sorry, I've told him about this custom before. It's called a handshake, Axel. Remember? We practiced.
I remember. It has been a while. I banked it in my
I am not the
storage.
only one not from here by the looks of it.
That is correct. It is him, not me.
I
Fellow
come to
traveller.
think of this place as done. And I'll shake his hand. I'm assuming his hand is like gooey. It's like
Porridge in a
squishing.
glove.
It's covered
Yeah.
in a glove, but as you squeeze it, it's just like squeezing slime.
Nice to meet you. Firm handshake.
And you, fellow traveller.
Oh, I'm not a traveler. I'm a permanent resident.
Oh,
I've been here most of my life,
okay.
but I did get here by accident, like you. I stumbled across this place.
Dietrich, without
Very good.
creating an imbalance in your emotional system, I have to say that you being here does cause an imbalance. We must get you to go.
Okay, very good. So,
And he takes out that patent again.
I was from this trajectory on this longitude and that latitude. I did on this particular trajectory.
And he literally takes you through a load of calculations. Lex probably does give you a little bit of a headache as you look through all the numbers that are flowing through here and the different square roots and physical equations that are there. Axel, you just about follow. So I'm going to ask both of you to make me straight intelligence checks. Lex at disadvantage, please.
There it is. 15.
13.
15, 13. Lex a little bit behind Axel, but Axel, you probably just reach a metallic finger forward and slide one of the sliders up, and the equation just locks in and maps out, and Dietrich just goes,
Forgot to carry the 2.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say.
Well, we make mistakes, but we always find new friends.
Friends.
You-
Interesting.
yeah,
Well, you didn't try
I mean-
to kill me, therefore I assume you are not violent.
that's true. I mean, it's illogical to become friends in such a short space of time, but I suppose we're not enemies. Yeah, that pans out.
Very good. Well, let me lock this in, and then I will be on my way home.
and as Dietrich then goes and presses a button, there's just this and Dietrich's head literally whips all the way around.
That wasn't me. I didn't touch nothing yet.
What did you? You didn't do that?
No, not me.
And he tries pressing buttons, but it's like nothing's happening, and this portal begins to
It would be
like
wise
a
to
scene
get
at a
away from this.
Stargate. The cogs turn and begin to sort of flow around this circle and lock in. As you all quickly move out of the way, I will say you all step to the side. Feel free to load a power bear at this point.
Oh dear. Shit's about to kick off.
As this portal opens again and the light settles and you just hear this strange guttural sort of, and these 2 hulking red creatures step out, and what you see beyond, where it's almost a mirror or a window into another world, is just chaos. Pure, unadulterated chaos. But these 2 creatures step forward. And they look towards you, and these wide mouths open, and they just roar at you. I need everybody to roll some motherfucking initiative, please.
Okay.
Oh fuck. I
Good
rolled,
start.
I rolled a 2. I rolled a 2.
Dietrich rolled a 7 for a total of 8.
Oh, nice. 18.
18 for Axel, and a 2 for Lex.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff then. As these two creatures step out, a number of these rods begin to grow out of the gear as well, with these lights atop, and red lights just begin to flash, and everywhere you just hear this, and you know that is the intruder alarm, essentially.
Interesting, that did not go off 1 minute ago.
Well, I suppose it doesn't technically count as an intruder if he's not intruding. He just got here by accident. He was quite willing to leave, so.
And at this point, you see Dietrich just take that helmet. Oh well. I assume we beat them into submission?
Makes the most sense.
Very well done. Very good. Axel, you're up first.
Okay. I'll find his character sheet. There we go. Yay! Why did I pick a druid like an idiot? So
Probably morph into a goat. Why not?
That is a very interesting point, actually, while you say that one. I am going to have to read up on that one. Actually, I'll just say it. If I do wild shape, can I still do spells?
No.
No, that's
not
what I
at
thought.
This level.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I knew it was a level thing. So, Axel will move up. As Axel moves, and I guess Lex will have seen this in training, he does certainly become spikier. Cogs seem to come out in the spaces where there are gaps, and he certainly becomes much more in an armoured or more just prickly manner, let's put it that way. Anyway, Axel's going to move up and try and find how big that area is. It's a range or area of 10 feet, then is that a 10-foot square, I'm guessing? Because it just says area 10 feet, or is it around me?
What's that?
Okay, so I'm going to... So, yeah, he's going to cast Earth Tremor.
Yes, so that will be in a 10-foot square that you choose within range, I believe.
10-foot square within range. Yeah, you see, it doesn't say anything else like that. It just says range and area is 10 feet, so I'm guessing that's just around me.
Let me go and have a look.
Cause a tremor within range, that's all it says. Each creature other than you in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. I'm not. I don't really know it, and I'm just going to go sod it. So he moves right up in front of them. 5, 10, 15. I think that's only 10 feet, actually. And will cast at 3rd level Earth Tremor. So that will be a dexterity saving throw.
Yes, it will indeed. I will roll
That's
once
a good
for
save,
both
actually.
creatures.
They don't look like they'll be good at dex.
So yeah, what this does is, so Axel sort of slams his staff into the ground. It sort of connects with the ground, and as he does, plates of the ground and cogs and everything just suddenly erupt up and start shaking and everything.
Absolutely, you begin to change the very format of this gear beneath them as it all shakes between them, and they rolled a maximum of a 5.
Marvellous. So they both fail and will take 9 points of whatever the hell that is, bludgeoning damage, and are both knocked prone.
Nice.
Fantastic. Technically, I did get an advantage on that. My second roll was a 2.
Nice. I don't know whether this counts in Mechanus, Matt. It says if the ground in the area is loose earth or stone, it becomes difficult to rain. You let me know.
I'm going to say no, because this is not, in the true perfection of Mechanus, this is all sort of well in place.
Yeah.
Very good. But they do both sort of trip on a couple of gears and just and fall.
Cool. That's all I can do there. Oh, unless... It's not a bonus action to wild shape, is it?
Not in your current class, no.
No. So,
Circle of the Moon Druid.
that is Circle of the Moon Druid. Lovely. Therefore, we'll take 2 steps back.
Very good. They will take attacks of opportunity and try to claw at you, but both will be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an 11 to hit with the first.
Nope.
And then the other one, what's that? Oh, that would have been a natural 20. Instead, it's a 12.
That meets.
Very good. So that's going to be... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Do you know, I've got all the dice out and I still don't have a fucking D8. So that is 8 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution. No, you're immune.
Cool.
Excellent stuff. I'm assuming that's the end of your go?
Yes.
Very good. You can see Dietrich sort of reach into one of his pouches and he just takes out this contraption and throws it, and it folds out as he does so, and this steel contraption just lands next to him as he brings out his steel defender.
Nice.
That's what
And
the ladies
I
call
just
it
need...
nowadays.
Oh dear. There we go. I'm going to drop that there. So that will take its turn after him. Where are we then? What else can we do? Yeah. Dietrich then is going to look around him and takes that pad out again and just slides 3 of the sliders straight up, and you see gears just fly up around him, and then as he is going to cast Gear Barrage at 2nd level. And that's each creature within a 60-foot cone, so we will move just to there. And that 60-foot cone will get both A and B. They need to make dexterity saving throws, which they will do so at disadvantage because they are prone. Where's the D20? Yeah, just having a total brain fart. Lost my D20. Let's get the second one out. So, I'm going to make the same roll for both of them. That was an 8 first time round, an 8, so 9, which I believe is going to fail the 16 that it needed to be. So I'm just going to click that and make life easy on myself. They are going to take 8 points of slashing damage each. As these gears just fly out. And then what have we got for bonus actions? That'll be it for Dietrich. But then his steel defender is going to go. So steel defender sort of rocks up to here, and you notice this. It's almost like it's built out of something that's not, or built in the mimicry of something that's not strictly human, and this strange contraption just lashes out, almost like a pseudopod type thing, but it's mechanical and just tries to hit B. So that's going to be a disadvantage because they are prone and it's a melee attack. No, that's incorrect. It's at advantage because it's a melee attack. I'm thinking of ranged attacks. 16 plus stuff. Or a 19 plus stuff. And I believe that's going to hit. Absolutely, that is going to hit B. Oh my life. Too many tabs. And that will then be 1d8, which I've just put somewhere. There it is. It's PB. Proficiency bonus, there we go. That is going to be 10 points of damage. As the Steel Defender just punches into B.
Are we supposed to be doing the average damage thing?
Oh,
Yes.
There we are. Very good point. Thank you for reminding me.
So I had done,
We'll
and
do that from now on.
I thought that Dietrich probably wouldn't have those rules, but
No. That
So
is a
that's
rule
what,
of...
half the damage dice. I read it. You add half the damage dice, add 0.5, then times it by the number of damage dice you have. So if it's like 3d8, it's 4.5 times 3. Right, and then add your...
That'll be 8 points of damage then based on that. So we'll give them 2 points of health back. And I'm not going to go back to the other one. We will go from there. Very good. The Steel Defender is going to stay there then. As A gets to its feet, using half its movement speed. And then it is going to go 5, 10, 15 straight to there, using its remaining movement speed. And it is going to make its 3 attacks on Axel.
3! Fuck.
ooh,
First one, which is a bite. Natural 1.
hey,
2 claw attacks. That's an 18, 24 to hit with the first claw attack.
a little bit.
And a 23 to hit with the second claw attack.
Yeah, gonna be.
So you are going to take 16 points of piercing damage. Sorry, 14 points of piercing damage. I need to read. And you don't need to make a Constitution saving throw. I will see what you notice as these claws just rake across you. It's almost like these small little red spheres drop to the floor. Just dunk, dunk. And then B is going to stand up and is going to attempt to do the same on the Steel Defender. So the bite. What's the Steel Defender's AC? 15, so that's going to hit. Bite's going to hit. Claw's going to hit. And the second claw is just going to hit as well. So that is 7, 14, 21 points of damage to the Steel Defender. And apparently I need to do maths on that as well. Not prepared in the slightest for that one, apparently. So, Steel Defender, that was 21 damage. And after that, while I then go and work the maths out on that one, we are over to Alexis, aka Lex.
Pow! Do these creatures count as humanoids? Or do
No.
they count as creatures?
They are count as something totally different.
That's whole person out the window there. Okay. I will... stand that way. Essentially, what I'm about to do is a 60-foot cone, right?
Yep.
And I want to miss Axel. So,
Please do.
yeah. Just trying to think where to put myself.
No, I think you would have been right. Down.
Let me throw a 60-foot cone on for you, and
Yeah,
then you
'cause
can
I
figure
think-
it out.
You could clip him.
So we'll put a fire cone on. What is that? So that's 15. No, it's not. Let's move it in. Almost 15. That's 5, 10, 15, 20,
Fucking hell, 60 foot's
25.
massive.
Yeah, 60 foot is massive.
Fucking size of that.
It's fucking huge.
Yeah, I think you can go where you are there, Lex. and
Let me
you'll be
zoom
fine.
out so I can actually spin this fucking thing around. So if you wanted to catch them both with a cone, you'd basically need to be just making sure that they don't then get covered by the portal itself. Spin, you bastard. There we go.
Yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you can do that. You can do that. There you go.
Goes.
Yeah.
Right. So as I sort of come round to here, what's almost will just happen, they'll come out of my sleeves, I'll sort of just go as a barrage of gears and discs and spinning axle all come out as I cast gear barrage, and that is a
Oh, nice.
Dex 13 saving throw, please. They save after all this and we've drawn this big fucking thing.
What was that? Okay. 17 on the dex save.
Right, I believe that's half damage, just remind myself. Half as much damage, yeah. Okay. So 3d6, what's the average of that? 13 and a half?
Bear with me. 3d6. Analyze. 10.5 is the average roll for that, so 11.
Okay. Half that again. 6 points
We'll call
of
it 12 and call it 6.
bludgeoning damage. Sorry, slashing.
Bludgeoning damage.
I lied.
Slashing. That's alright. 6 damage, 6 damage, and I also need to do this. Because I've just realised what a shit state Axel's in.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anything else in your turn, Lex?
No, I've moved all my... I haven't got any bonus actions really I can use. I've moved my distance. That's it. Done.
Stuff.
In the
We're then
firing
back
line
at the
now.
top two. Axel then.
Oof. I do not feel optimum.
There's the bits of fucking plate armor hanging off.
Entering
Cogs
low
popped out
power
here.
mode.
There's a spring and a sprocket that's fired out.
Engine light has come on.
Axel's own little warning light pops up.
Service recommended in 1 mile. Okay. I don't know about this thing that Dietrich's made. My bad, but fuck it, it's going. I'm gonna do a 15-foot cube in front of me, which should catch A and B. Cast Thunder Wave at again.
Thunder Wave.
Third level, because I don't think he's going to be here that much longer.
Con saving
And-
throws?
Con saving throws. It's probably going to be.
That was a grand total of 11.
Yeah, nice. They
Come
failed. It was a con 14. So again, are we just doing mid of the road, or do I need to do different?
Yeah, it's the
categories?
average damage.
Average.
So if you want to tell me that
16.
I've got my little dice calculator. So it's 16 damage.
Yeah, it's 48, so 16.
16 points of damage to both, and they get thrown backwards as well, don't they?
They do. 10 foot away from where I'm casting it. So I'm casting it south, for want of a better word. So it'd be cool if B fucks off back into the portal, actually.
Oh,
So I
so to
hadn't
be fair, the
realised
portal
that.
is still fucking open. B gets 5, 10 into the portal. Is only on the other side of the portal, but they get
Okay,
thrown back
that's
through.
fucking awesome.
A goes 5, 10 over there and lands prone as well, don't they? Because that's what's happening.
Amazing.
Is it that it throws them prone?
I believe they get thrown prone, don't they?
He's pushed 10 foot away. That's what it says.
Oh, okay, so it's not prone. Oh.
No.
I thought that knocked him prone. I'm thinking of something else entirely. Very good, then, as you do throw these creatures away as thunderous energy just emanates out of you. Excuse me, anything else in your turn?
Yeah, he's now going to move. What's his voice? Okay, yeah. So he's now going to move. That's the other screen. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Excellent stuff.
Away. There's no bonus actions I think I can do. I'm just going to double check it. Bonus actions are nada. So, yeah, that's my go.
Very good, then. That being said, you'll see Dietrich is going to just points an arm on one of these tubes, just detaches and then sprays in the 10-foot area in front of this portal a bunch of grease, and it looks like this strange yellow jelly that just gets sprayed over as he is going to cast a first level grease spell.
Oh, good.
I believe I should
Spaff
have
all
a
over the
token
map.
for that.
Just like one of Lex's
Grease.
old dreams.
There we go. He's going to place that just there. And then the Steel Defender is going to march 5, 10, 15 over to there and is going to use its attack once again to... What's that for? Yeah, interesting. Anyway, so it's going to use its force empowered rend attack as this pseudopod like mechanical arm just again punches into a 4. I don't think that's going to hit. That's 10 to hit. Which this time just and you see this red creature just sort of grabs it and then lets it go as the thing comes back. But that will be the Steel Defender's go as well. A is going to lay into the Steel Defender again. Bite attack. What's that? It's going to miss. Claw attack. That will hit with a 19, and the second claw attack, 15, I believe, is the armor class. Yes, so both claw attacks are going to hit, so that's going to be 14 points of damage to the Steel Defender. So that is that. Excellent stuff. That will be A's go. B then is going to walk forwards 5, 10 straight into the grease. As per the grease spell, they have to then make a dexterity saving throw. Ooh, that's 11, 12. Not enough, though. It will fall prone there. It slips on its arse. I'm going to say that's the end of its movement as well. On that turn. And we'll reveal. There we go. So as it steps forward, it's already bloodied, but it then just steps forward and hits the deck. That's the end of its turn as it hits the deck as well. We're then up to Lex.
And I am going... I want to prone. No, I won't do that. How far can I reach for that space? I will come round and try and get the other one actually, because I'm prone. And I will do Witch Bolt at creature A.
Nice. I believe that's a roll
That's
to hit, isn't it?
It is. Ooh. That's 11 to hit.
11 does not hit.
I've got magical. I'll use my inspiration.
There we go.
21 to hit.
Hey,
21's absolutely going to hit. Thank you for that inspiration from the chat earlier.
And that's 1d12 damage. That's just 6 lightning damage.
Let me just double check that. I believe it's 6, but we will just double check. Yep, 6.
And
6 points of lightning damage to A.
That's concentration as it essentially stays connected. So there's like an arc of energy between us.
So
now.
what you notice as this witch bolt connects and there's just this... A almost seems to just ignore it like it's a minor annoyance.
Oh. That's comforting.
was that lightning?
That
Yeah.
was lightning, yes.
Bugger.
Now, do I have a witch bolt thing? Oh, that's disappointing. No, I don't. Otherwise, I'd stuck that on the map. But instead, we will put concentration on to Lex. Anything else on your turn?
No. No, I haven't used my bonus actions yet to convert any sorcery points or anything. So no, that was a very disappointing. So I didn't do no damage, essentially.
You did,
Robert.
just not as much as you hoped.
Right, okay. No, I'll just look crestfallen then.
So at this moment, as that round concludes, then your friend Cog flutters over, surveys sort of the situation, and their central eye just goes red, and the next minute he just says, and they begin flying off in a direction somewhere.
He's gone DEFCON 5.
Axel.
Yeah. Okay. Feeling a little rough at the moment. Will fine. Will now once again slam his staff onto the ground. It sort of interlocks with the ground, and there's a ripple that goes along the floor, comes up underneath A, as these pistons and chains and cogs all come up in one. Many can, chains and arms and stuff like that, and attempt to entangle A with the entangle.
Good.
Which is going to be only first level. Yeah. So 90 foot away from me, strength 14 saving throw, and it's a 20-foot cube. Yeah.
That, my friend, is a natural 1.
Hey. So.
Would you believe? That was 2 natural 1s as well.
Oh wow.
Even better. Even better.
So they are restrained.
They are restrained, and that's it, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm concentrating for up to a minute, and a creature restrained by the pants can use this action to make a strength check, and on a success will free itself.
Excellent stuff. So that's restrained.
But that's it, no damage, just it ain't going anywhere at the moment.
So restrained, speed becomes 0, attack rolls have advantage, creature has disadvantage on dex saving throws.
It is wise to immobilize it while it is out. Move.
I 100% agree, hence this one's on its face.
and points down to B, that is prone currently. And Dietrich is then going to... Ooh, what's Dietrich gonna do? Seeing this other one is restrained, however, Dietrich is going to go... Ooh, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Come stand next to Lex. And again, just slides those 3 buttons up on the pad and gears just floats. And there's going to be a gear barrage at 2nd level at A, because that is restrained. So it's going to be dexterity saving throw, which is not enough. So that is going to be, what is that, 3d8, which is 13 points of damage to A. Slashing damage as these gears just and a number of them rip through the flesh of this creature and injure it. You see this sort of deep red blood begin to flow out. Excellent stuff. That's Dietrich's go. It's then going to be the Steel Defender's go, who's just going to try and hit with that pseudopod, which will be at advantage. That's a 17 plus stuff. 17 plus stuff is going to hit, so then it's going to do its damage as a Steel Defender, which I'll remember in a minute, and that is 1d8 plus 3, which on average is 7. I'm going to make a note of that right now when I can find my pen. Excellent. So 7 damage to A, who is not looking good at all at this point. It is then A's go. It's going to make that strength check. Unnatural 20.
Yeah, that's gonna break loose.
Ooh.
Does it have to use its action to do that? Does it say?
Ooh. Yes.
That's its action then.
Uses action
It
to
is,
make
however-
a strength check. Yeah.
It is, however, going to move. It's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 to there. No attack of opportunity. Slide B is going to attempt to stand up and make another dexterity saving throw. Natural 1. Falls prone again.
You've rolled so many ones.
I like it. It's good. It's
I
balanced.
don't like this dice. I do not like this dice. I miss my flashy dice. I don't know where the flashy dice went, but I need to find it.
Should never have got that for you.
I really miss that flashy dice. The little fucker go. Anyway, why I try and find that B, yeah, can't do fuck all. Alex.
Did you say Alex? You mean it was Lex?
No, I said Ilex and meant Lex, but forgot to also then say Alexis, so...
Good. So, considering the lightning damage didn't really do what I thought it would, I'm going to not concentrate on that, because that seems like a
Cool, so you kill that spell.
bit of a fast carry on doing that when it's not going to work. So I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to cast suggestion on it.
Okay.
That's a Wisdom 13 saving throw.
Fuck off.
8 total.
That is a fail. The instruction is going to be grab your companion and go home, and take yourselves both home.
Nice.
Okay. That's your suggestion on your turn.
And that That's my action, and obviously I need to concentrate on that now. And I can't move, so I don't want to get an opportunity attack. So I'm just going to have to stand there.
I will also say you notice that as the red individuals took their turn, a number of their wounds began to heal up.
Ah, fuck it.
Fuck off. Right.
Very good.
Should've
After
sort of
Lex
stopped
makes that
healing,
suggestion, then Axel, what are you doing?
Panic. Sheer panic. Da, 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 da. I don't know. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. He's already on the ground. So let's try. Yeah, let's just try. No, because Earth Tremor was. I had to be close to it, wasn't I? I don't understand where it says just 10 feet.
Did you want to kill the concentration on Entangle, or are you keeping that as an area of difficult terrain?
That's a good shout. I suppose I can keep it going for now.
Yep.
Yeah, let's keep that going for now. And let's do... If I can work out the range and area of Earth Tremor, I'm guessing I've just got to be next to him, but not too close to the rest of Dietrich and...
So Earth Tremor, range 10 feet, dex save. You cause a tremor in the ground within range. Each creature other than you in that... Yeah, so basically it sounds to me like you cause a 10-foot radius around you.
Cool. Fuck it, why don't I move to 15, 20, 25, 30, I'm there, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right, 5, 10...
Yeah, the spell should say self,
25,
as in a target.
30. Okay.
I'll show you the radius.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that's going to hit Lex or not, but that's where I'm going to try and hit both of them. And it'll be a Earth Tremor at second level.
So that will be
Dex
plus 5, 10. So that will also include Lex.
Yeah. Oh well. Sorry, Lex.
But I think that's fine. So dexterity saving throw. A prone creature, I believe, is fucked on that front anyway. Nope, just makes them as normal. Very good. So dexterity saving throws, I'll roll once for the both of them. Unfortunately, that's a natural 20.
Where's all them ones you were rolling?
Yeah.
Balance has restored.
Yeah, that's about right. Do you know, interestingly, it doesn't actually say anything, so it doesn't say anything about on a successful save.
On a failed save, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. And if they succeed, they are fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They sort of ride this wave as the cogs sort of shift around in the ground around you. Lex, what was your dexterity saving throw?
9.
Oh,
9.
fuck's sake. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
And 4
Good,
prone.
thanks. And I am prone. Luckily fuck.
Excellent stuff then. At the end of your go, Axel will then go over to Dietrich, and Dietrich is going to use that action to help, and is going to pull you to your feet, Lex. Now is not the time to be lying down! And is going to help you up from your prone... Oh, shit. Just deletes you off the map totally. Helps you up from your prone position, And then as... Is that an action or a bonus action? That's an action, isn't it? So... Oh, I get... Nope, we'll leave it at that. So then the... Yeah, the steel defender from behind A is just going to try and smack into A. 9 plus something. I really need to rattle this down. Steel defender. Is it 9 plus proficiency bonus, isn't it? 10, 11, 12, which is not enough to hit these creatures. So that will be its go. And then we are over to A, who's got their choice. So, because it's got 3 attacks, it's going to pick 3 targets. It's going to bite at the steel defender.
Why isn't it about doing what I suggested?
Oh, yeah, that's a very good point. Thank you for reminding me on that front.
Oh shit, I'm in the way. Fuck's sake.
I mean, you've said grab your friend, so it's going to go
Grab your companion.
5.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's 10, 15, 20 to there to squeeze through the 2 of you. 25, 30 to get to there, and it will then be reaching down to pick up its mate.
Cool.
And when I say mate, I mean friend, not sort of copulation
Sexual.
type thing.
Hey, no judgment there.
B is going to just sort of look up, bat the hand away, and try and stand up. Make another dexterity saving throw. Yeah, fails again. Falls
What's
prone.
brilliant is, in my head, you know, like when somebody's just on ice and their legs are just going the whole time. That's all it's doing, isn't it?
Have you seen that mascot on the ice rink that just keeps falling over in the commercial? It's so funny.
Yeah. Is then going to crawl 5 foot forward, because it can crawl technically. I'm saying that's difficult terrain. Still prone, and is going to make 3 attacks against Axel. So the bite attack's going to come in. I don't think that's going to hit, and I'm just going to double check. Prone.
Attacks are at disadvantage
on attack rolls. Very good. That's what I was just double checking. Yeah, I don't think that's going to hit with a 2 on the dice somehow. So the bite attack doesn't hit you. The claw attack then comes in. Yeah, that one's not hitting either. That was a 5 on the dice for an 11. And then the second claw attack. Oh, fuck my life. That is 12 or 12. 12.
12 does hit.
Ah, there we go. So, you're going to take...
If we die here.
7 points of damage.
Oof.
You're hanging on.
As that claw just sort of rakes across your ankle as such, but that will be that individual's go, and then we're over to Lex.
I will cast Aid on all 3 of us, so we get 5 hit points back and an increase of 5 to our maximum.
Bloody hell. Nice.
Nice. Trick's not taken any damage yet.
No, I was going to quicken it to make it a bonus action, but then what would I do with my action?
I don't know. What would you like to do with your action?
You can't do another spell though, can he?
Can't do another spell, can I?
You can do a cantrip.
I can do a cantrip. So I'm going to quicken it, make it a bonus action, and then I'm going to walk over to this prick, and I will poison spray him. So that's a con
Okay, why not?
saving throw.
Fuck my life, I rolled the same thing twice. They do have magical resistance, which is why I'm rolling twice. They have advantage. I rolled a 3 on the dice twice, so fucked.
Good. That's 6 poison damage then. It's the average.
6 poison damage to B. or not to be. Very good.
And then I will. So I move forward 10. I'll move back 10. I'll take the opportunity attack because 1 attack's better than 3.
That's very true.
The attack is at disadvantage, and my first roll was a natural 1.
I've never pressed that button so
Fucking
much.
come on.
I'm really not fucking happy with this dice. Where has my flashy dice gone?
I like Mechanus.
Honestly, the dice gods are hiding shit from me, and I don't like it.
Fucking Primus is like, nope, can't have it.
All things in
No
balance.
flashy
you-
dice rocks.
Very good. Axel.
Sure. What else have I got? Let's go with a thunder wave. Yeah, the chest plate of Axel vibrates and suddenly kapoof. So that is going to hit both of them easily. Con saving throw, please.
Con saving throw. Yes. That's better. 19.
Ah, cock it. So it'll be half of 3d8 is 12. 12 thunder damage halved.
6.
Yeah.
Technically, it's 13 halved.
Sure.
So we'll call it 7. As this thunder wave rocks out, and you can see part of their skin splits in places, and B becomes injured once again.
And then has used its reaction. So motherfucker, bye bye. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Enjoy taking that with you.
It's great. I was gonna go as far as away as I can.
Very good. So where were you? Concentration's still there as well. Apparently they're not attaching properly. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 will take you up one more.
Yeah, because I'm hurting.
Oh, shit. Don't move that.
Morning, Vicar. Yeah, again, that is 100%. Do you know, sorry, I'm not going to use my full movement. Let's for symmetry just go there. Why not? Shits and giggles. Yeah.
Very good. Hey up. Where the fuck's that gone there? There we go. Excellent stuff then. On Dietrich's turn, they are... What are they going to do?
Suggestion's not a one and done, is it? It's until you complete it.
Yep.
Fucking get in.
As long as I'm concentrating, he'll try his hardest to complete it, yeah.
Are you concentrating on that, are you? Whoops.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you not? Dietrich's going to walk right up. 5, 10, 15. And actually, do I still have that spell available? No, I don't. He's not going to do that.
If A takes damage, though, it ends. But other than that, he has to do it.
Right, just took damage.
Oh no, we will wander up. He'll go 5, 10, 15 to there, and a hand reaches out, and you see sort of places a gemstone in the centre of his hand, which gets amalgamated into the glove, and then and he just reaches out and touch, and he's going to cast Shocking Grasp, which will be at advantage.
Yeah, so if A just took damage and the spell's ended now.
Oh, that was shit both times, but still manages to hit with a 16. I rolled 7 on the dice twice. So, in terms of damage, then
You're rolling a lot
be...
of equilibrium.
I know, it's
lot of
slightly
double
weird,
dice.
isn't it? That will be 9 points of damage to B. And again, used its reaction, so Dietrich's then going to go 5, 10, 15.
Nice.
Steel Defender's going to waddle in to here, and I'm going to make a percentage roll dice to see how intelligent the fucking Steel Defender is. Not very. It's going to hit A.
Uh,
I've done it again. Now where the fuck have I put my D20? Somebody's playing tricks on me here. Right. That is not at advantage. 7 plus 3 is 10. Is going to miss. So again, it's just and misses anyway. Very good. That will be its go. A then. You see a number of wounds heal up on A. Still bloodied. And a number of wounds heal up on B, who is also still bloodied. Do you know what the strange thing is? You've got them both down to the same number of hit points as well, which is slightly bizarre. There's a lot of weirdness happening here. A is going to attempt to... A is going to attempt to grapple B. So this is going to be a contested strength check between the two of them.
If A has took damage, suggestion has ended.
It didn't take damage, did it?
They said it did, didn't he?
Oh, did it take? It took half from the thunder wave, doesn't it? So yes, thunder wave. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Ignore me. So instead, it's going to go after the steel defender. So bite attack. Apparently that one did a Danny. There we go. So that's 16 to hit, and then the other two we've got a 9 to hit, which is going to miss. And then a 14 to hit. I really should go. It's 15, isn't it? So yes, only the bite attack is going to hit there, which is then going to be something. The first time it's hit with a bite attack. 2d4 plus 3. 8 points of damage to the steel defender. Maths. 13. Excellent stuff. That will be Dietrich's and the steel defenders go, and then A's go. B is going to attempt to stand up. In fact, no. B's fallen over twice. Is going to crawl out of the area. Is then going to stand up. So that's 10 feet of movement to crawl. 15 feet of movement to stand up, so that's 25. He's got 5 feet of movement left, so he's going to go 5 feet forward. He's going to attack Lex.
Oh, I think conveniently can reach me. Fuck, okay.
Bite attack was a natural 1.
Come on.
Claw attack was a natural 20.
oh.
Oh.
So there we go.
Dear. I might be dead.
Oh yeah, fucking hell.
So that's 14 points of damage.
Thank God you
So
did
you
that
cast
aid.
aid on myself.
Jesus.
And I need
Christ.
a Constitution saving throw from you.
The con save was a 10.
Okay, good to know.
Is it a spell or a magical effect?
No.
Or do I get advantage?
Nope. Nope.
Is it to be poisoned?
You now have chlamydia.
Nope.
Oh.
Very good.
All
And
the
then the
things
second
I'm
claw
just-
attack is a 10 to hit. Misses. Oh,
What,
no.
me? No, my armor class is 10.
Your armor class is 10. Do you have shield?
No. Haven't learned that yet.
Okay. In which case, you are going to take 7 points of damage.
See you later.
And Lex gets raked. In that moment,
You
then.
don't.
Concentration. Lex is knocked unconscious.
Yikes.
Oh.
Very good.
Turns out Lex is origin
so,
story
as
is,
that
is
creature-
dead, and Lex in campaign 2 is actually a clone.
Is actually Axel wearing a Lex suit?
As that creature completes its turn, then, Lex, I need a death saving throw from you, please.
Guess what I rolled?
And that one.
A 6.
6. So that is
Change
one
that
failure.
Yikes.
Very good. At the end of that round, then, you begin to hear this significant fluttering sound. And Axel and Dietrich, as you turn around and look, you see just this golden sea of fluttering as the Modrons are approaching. Very good then. You reckon they're about a round away now? What am I doing? Unconscious.
Matt's like, fucking hell, I've got to save him again. Just bring in the Modrons.
All in me notes, just here.
If Danny
Very
fucks
good,
up,
Axel.
do this.
So
very good, Axel.
Axel is. Fuck, can't quite. I think could potentially get. Do you know what? Yeah.
Where are you going?
I think if he goes there, he's going to clip B and A with again another 15-foot cube in front of him. For another second.
Thunderwave, yeah.
Another second level Thunderwave. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So another con 14, please.
$19.
So what's that?
Sorry. 21. 22 even.
Yeah.
Half.
So the half damage to them was what, 7? Is what we did last time.
Yes.
Okay.
7 points of damage each. The Steel Defender also needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Uh, 16. Oh no. 19 even.
Same again. 7.
So 7 points of damage. Do I have to put that away? Another 7 points of damage. Very good. There's just a bit of the steel plating that flies off of the Steel Defender, but other than that, it's good.
And we'll move round to next to Lex and sort
Very
of
good.
attempt to shield Lex.
Excellent. At the end of your go is then Dietrich's go. Dietrich. Dietrich is going to reach down to where Lex has fallen unconscious and is going to cast Heroism at first level. Lex, you are going to gain 5 temporary hit points.
I'll take it.
You are also immune to being frightened, and you will take those temporary hit points at the beginning of each of your turns while Dietrich concentrates on this spell.
So if I've got the temporary hit
so you
points,
just-
I'm now alive, right? Well, conscious.
Yes, indeed. You've got 5 temporary. Basically, you've got 5 hit points, but they're temporary. But then you'll get one, and there 5 more at the beginning of each of your turns. Basically, these 2 tubes come out of one of Dietrich's arms, and they just go straight up your nose and just and shoot something up your nose, and you instantly.
Sounds horrendous.
Could have at least
Yep.
had some pineapple before.
And then the Steel Defender is going to try and thwack A for a 10, which is going to miss. So that will be their go. And then we are over to the creatures. A is going to try and hit Steel Defender. First one, that misses. Claw attack. Hits. Second claw attack. Hits as well. So both of those claw attacks are Bomb, 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 bomb. I believe it's 7, so 14 points of damage to the Steel Defender. And that makes the Steel Defender now injured as well, as part of it is very much rend apart. That'll be A. B then is... What's B going to do? Sees this oncoming storm of... Modrons. Also sees the fact that Dietrich has just lifted Lex up and is going to step around and is going to come up 5, 10 to there. Lex, you will get an attack of opportunity if you wish to use it.
Yes. Yes, I do.
You are prone.
I will just try and just like grab its leg with a shotgun grasp then.
Don't know if it's a melee spell attack, isn't it? So yes, you're alright.
Yeah. So disadvantage 11 was to hit that I got.
No, so you just sort of swipe as it steps past, and it is then going to attempt to attack Dietrich. So the bite misses. Claw attack. 18 will hit. Second claw attack misses. So that is 7 points of damage to Dietrich. The first points of damage he's taken. And he needs no Constitution saving throw. What is that? Maths. 13. Not enough. Excellent stuff then. We are then over to Lex.
I will get up and then 5, 10, 15 to there so I can see both the creatures. I'll use my meta magic last sorcery point to twin the spell. So I'll just create a chromatic orb in my hand, then split it into 2 and then chuck 1 at each creature.
Nice.
Hopefully, anyway. With a 16 to hit the first one. And a natural 20 on the second one.
Oh, yes.
And it's going to be... So lightning didn't work. I'm going to go with poison.
Okay. Damage, please.
So what's the average on a 3d8? We said 12, didn't we?
12, yeah, 12.
I think it's 13, actually.
So it'll be 13 for A, and then the crit for B.
Which is 26. 26 for B. As you hit B, then you properly rock it, and it looks horrendous. They take full damage from this. And you see it just looks like you can see as this poison gas ball hits B, it breathes it in, and you just see this dark vein effect just as it pumps around their body now, and they're not looking good at all. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Very
Got
good.
nothing else to do, really. I can do them.
At this moment, this torrent of Modrons just streams through, and it's like a scene out of The Matrix where the swarm of sentinels just fly through and over these creatures, and you watch as B just gets stripped down to nothing but bones, and as A begins to get attacked, it's just about got enough hit points to creep back towards the portal. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw, which is a natural 20, and it manages to creep back through the portal. And in that moment, you then see Dietrich just hit the pad again as B is returned to bone structure and is dead. A manages to just about get through the portal, and Dietrich then slides those sliders up, and you just hear this as we are out of combat. And the Modron swarm then just and streaks back off towards Silver Sprocket and the central part of Mechanus. And we are out of combat. At this point, as in fact, how long does that last? That's a minute. A minute passes, and whatever power had imbued you, Lex, just dissipates, and you hit the floor unconscious again. Again, everything goes black for you. You wake up half a cycle later. Axel is there above you, and you can see there is a number of patches and welds and new sort of connections that are made to repair Axel's armor back to where it was. Dietrich is also there and just sort of looks at you. A little bit touch and go there, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for all your help. And then I'll just, be in and out sort of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say this happens over a number of hours, and you're sort of in and out of consciousness. You see Axel and Dietrich conversing for a while, and then you notice Dietrich sort of turns, and then Dietrich is gone. Axel at some point informs you that Dietrich has returned and gone on to wherever they were going next. You heal, and you begin to ask questions, and you are informed that the creatures that invaded Mechanus at that moment were known as Slard, S-L-A-A-D. Primus himself reaches out to you and explains that these creatures are of his own creation. One of his earlier experiments of him trying to control the chaotic powers of Limbo by casting some of that logical energy into there, but in doing so crafting creatures of varied nature that every so often try and creep home. A few more years pass and you deal with more incursions, more and more planar incursions into Mechanus. Each one leaving you with a new scar or new questions. But you and Axel do form a formidable partnership in dealing with these incursions and making use of the Modron swarm.
Axel also learns to cure wounds.
Axel does learn how to mend sort of having understood how to do mechanical bodies, not having witnessed sort of more biological bodies, now understands the right equation to use to cast the right magic to then mend biological forms as well as mechanical constructs. There comes a time as you reach the age of about 35, I think it is, we said.
Well,
Primus
I come
calls
to
you.
Ardalia when I'm 38, yeah.
38, very good, 38.
This entire time, it's felt like a week next Tuesday to Axel.
Yeah.
So as you reach your 38th cycle, as you have been told, Primus calls on you. And again, you go to your study. Good morning, Lex. I trust you are well.
I am at peak capacity.
I have further work for you.
Where are you sending me and Axel now?
Axel must stay here.
What do you mean, stay here? I'm leaving?
The work I require of you requires something only you can do, a being not of here.
Ah. Makes logical sense, okay.
The incursions we are seeing here, more frequent, more potent. they are not in isolation. These rifts occur across the plains.
I think I know where this is going.
I must send you back to the material. To gain knowledge, to gain power, to seal rifts.
Okay, mission accepted.
You will not be going alone.
I thought you said Axel could not come.
Axel cannot go. Instead, your Murdron companion, D12 Cog, will accompany you. Witness, report, and study.
And a smile will come across my face, and then I realise, oh no, I've got to be level in this moment, and then that plan. So logical, yeah, makes sense. A companion makes sense to help me transition back into the material. To have something of home with me will help with the transition.
Very well. We have secured provisions for you in your journey, and you notice this plate on your desk that you had not seen before, with a number of gold pieces on there and just sort of some more standard items that are of use, of being witnessed being used by individuals of your kind from the material plane. I am enabling Transmat Zeta for you.
Thank you, promise. How will I report back while I'm on the other side? If you're here,
You will use Cog.
yeah, that makes sense.
Cog will report back your findings. This is your prime directive now, Alexis Ordonis, now known as Lex Ordo. You must close the planar rifts and understand their source. This
I
is your
will
purpose.
not detract from this. No distractions. I will stay on mission at all times.
And at that point, that pad opens up again and the Tesla coil forms. And stepping into the room is Axel to say a goodbye.
Lex, you look different.
Yeah, I'm about to go on a mission off world. Going back to material plane. I'm quite nervous, if truth be told.
Understandable. I calculate I'm not coming with you. Correct?
That is correct. I'm taking Cog, but yeah, you cannot accompany me on this mission. You're gonna have to fly solo from now on until I get back.
I will be here.
And that's about as emotional as a goodbye as I think it's gonna get, right?
Absolutely. Even though this clockwork figure has become something of a father figure and a friend to you, in this world where you have learned to curb your emotions, that is it as a goodbye. A simple see you later.
What
You
a
step
tearjerker.
onto Transmat Pad Zeta and you appear on a similar gear as you did during that encounter, your first encounter with the Slard. And you already see a clockwork portal waiting for you. Cog flutters off, and there is a small circular receptacle at the very top of this portal that Cog just settles himself into, rotates round on a vertical axis 360 degrees, and then dislodges and flutters down onto your shoulder. His wings settle in, and again those mechanical cogs that burst of energy out. And beyond you see a verdant city, or a city set within verdant plains, a number of sky ships just floating throughout the air. You step through, and as you feel the sun on your skin for the first time in over 30 years, or just about 30 years I should say, brings back a spark of emotion. And I need you to make a persuasion check, please.
Ooh, 22.
You feel that emotion and you center yourself and just remember the logic of Mechanus. And that is the first of the moments that you must meditate as you return back to the material plane with your prime directive. You have entered the city of Rosendum, and you begin to question folks in your strange manner of planar portals, and more often than not you get turned away, of rifts, of strange goings on, until you cotton onto a report, a request from the city of Thalissa for people of understanding of planar travel and the planes themselves to report to the Lyceum. And you use the gold that was given to you by Primus to pay for passage on an airship heading towards the great, or one of the great twin cities that is Thalissa. And thus begins the journey of Lex Ordo. Alexis Ordonis no more? Who knows? And all the while this has been going on, Lex, you return back to that present moment, where in a brief flash of seeing chaos unfold in front of you in the middle of a cathedral, you have a flashback to your life before all of this chaos. Well played, Dave. And that moment before you enter into combat, it's almost like your mind just takes you back to where it all began. And that, my friend, even, is where we close this Origins episode for tonight. So a big round of applause, and virtual round of applause for both of our players tonight for doing a hell of a job there. And thank you all for being with us tonight for this awesome Origin story. I think, without being unfair to the others, almost my favourite one so far, if not my favourite one so far.
I've got to say, at least we now know that when Lex buggered off to back to Mechanus for a couple of days, at least we know that now he know who he met.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He was like,
and
"Oh,
now
I thought you were here
know
last week."
What's in the back of my neck? Right? Have I got some weird like an implant? Is it they literally just repaired a wound? Or have I got some weird shit going on?
There you go, in that moment where you remember it. And there'd been a brief moment during campaign 2 where you had brushed that part of your neck as you cut your hair off. In fact, there'd been that moment where you'd noticed it, but with your high collar it remains hidden most of the time. So yes, something to explore as we go into campaign 2, or resume campaign 2 and beyond. Now next week we dive into our final Origins story, which is the origins of Jewel, and I am joined only by Dave next week, so that plans to be a very intimate session, shall we say.
I mean,
so please come and join us for that.
That's fair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yes, please come and join us for that, and then I think we roll back into campaign 2, and of course we've got our finale, our arc finale, or season finale, I should say, of Orbital War Blues Arc 1 as well. So stick around for that. But amazing episode. Thank you all for joining us again, folks. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Danny, for being amazing. Love you both. Stay safe, folks, and we'll see you next time.